spirit guides come from a space of pure, unconditional love. They place no judgment on us, and they don't expect anything from us. So I think that is something that's really important for us to remember, because quite often I get, into a conversation where somebody will tell me that their spirit guides are very frustrated with them, and that their guides are getting annoyed with them. And, I think for us to place these kind of human traits or human emotions onto our spirit guides is misleading, because our spirit guides don't judge us. They never get frustrated with us. You could just imagine that sometimes they are kind of shaking their heads because we don't hear exactly what they are advising us, or they advise us and we don't take the advice. And if you do kind of put that human emotion on them, then you would think that they would be going, but I told you, and if you had just listened to me, you wouldn't have ended up where you are. But they don't do that. They never ever, the only way I can think of to say it is like they never ever judge us in any way. And it is their duty to support us in everything that we do, because essentially it doesn't matter to them if our life path has specific milestones along the way, that when we decided to come to the earth, we kind of plotted out and we said, okay, that perhaps by the time I'm 25, I'm going to be a qualified lawyer, and by the time I'm 30, I will be married, and by the time I'm 35, I will have children, and by the time I'm 50, I will actually have made so much money that I could retire. And then, we're getting into, and that I'm just being like very kind of pragmatic about it, and thinking about it in, very sort of practical terms, because I think that and I know that our life paths are not kind of plotted out exactly like that, but there are certain milestones that we want to achieve, because we know from before we are born that these are the things that are going to help us in our evolution of our soul. But when we don't reach those milestones by 25 or by 30, or we decide, actually, being a lawyer is just not for me, I want to be a doctor, or I don't want to actually have any kind of career, I want to be a stay-at-home dad or a stay-at-home mom. The guides will support you in that. They will then almost like change the advice that they have for you along your life, so that it still keeps you on your path, achieving and overcoming the emotional things that you came to achieve and overcome, and the interactions with people, even though you've made some kind of massive decision to change something in your life. And they don't judge you for that. They don't think, oh my gosh, she's just not going to get it, she's just not going to get there, or he's just not going to get it and not going to get there. They love you, they support you in everything that they do. Frustration and negative kind of emotions just do not come into their repertoire at all. So please remember that when you think that they're ignoring you because they're angry with you, because they're cross with you, because they're frustrated with you, know that it is you that is not picking up what they're telling you, and that's all it is.